Well, I was starting to work on Leon's engine again, and I thought I should show you one of the things that I like to do to these chassis anymore, and that's to take this bushing out of this rear mount, or actually the front bushing for the motor. Would stick in there like that. I take it out. I've just made a tool. I have an old screwdriver with a plastic handle, and I've filed one end down so that it's fairly sharp, and then I use it like a chisel, and then I take another one and I just tap it down, and I'll get some separation from the flange of this bushing, and I can pop it out. Once you get it loose, it comes out pretty easily. Then I like to take alcohol and a Q-tip that I have, and I clean that area real well to make sure there isn't any grease and oil left, because what I'm going to do is insert this. This is a ball bearing which has a flange on it, and it fits perfectly into this opening just like that, and the shaft fits in perfectly in that diameter, and that gives us a very friction-free rotation in the front. Then I take some adhesives. I have a couple that I use. This is one. I'm not sure it's still alive. It's been sitting for a while here. I feel like it's probably used up. So I'll toss that one. See what else I have in my bag of tricks here. And I see not that. Oh, here it is, gasket. This is Loctite Thread Locker High Strength. It's really good stuff, but you don't want to use very much of it. And you put a dot. Let me get my light around here a little better. You put a dot of it. Oh boy, that's a lot. Let's see if I can spread it. You kind of want it in the cavity, but not everywhere else. Then I just use this to get started, and that allows me to put it in, and I can keep some pressure on it. Then I get another Q-tip and wipe off the excess stuff. Oh, one-handed. Yeah, you don't want this around. It'll dry, but you certainly don't want it to get in anything. And that screw will hold that thing in the right orientation for a while. Let that sit for a bit. It sort of like cures or glues it in. I need a new tube of this stuff. I use it a lot. I use it to lock on the wheels. Leon's engine had some wheel problems, and we got that squared away. And a couple of them were loose, and I fixed that with some Loctite. I think I still have some out of round stuff here. Uh-oh. I touched it before it was cured. There we go. This is grease here. I want to get that off before I get it all over a bunch of stuff. There we go. There we are. Let's see these wheels, how they roll. You can see that this one here is goofy, and I'll use a flat screwdriver. I'll see where the high spot is. I see it right there, and I just give that a twist. Uh-oh. It pulled out of the hub. That's what I didn't want to do, but better I do it than later, because that's still not tight in. Okay, well, let's see. Let's get on with this, I guess. See if I can keep that other thing in. This is going to be a really poor video based on how this is going, huh? Oh, look, that one's okay. Ah, this one raised out. Oh boy. All right. Oh man. Okay. Same thing, but it gets sloppy. You got to be careful. It'll just run out on you. Maybe I should use a Q-tip to dab it in and not try to do a drip. There we go. I know it looks like blood, but it's not. You just want to get it on the walls of the wheel, the inner walls of the wheel. And press that in. Still flat, okay. Let's see, that's the downside, so let's see if I can do this a little more. Nope, I can't. It's worser. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's come back around. See how we can do this. I got the light in my eyes now. It's getting there. Yeah, those are good. These are okay. I'm just not excited about how well that's going to stay in. I'm going to check it after a bit. And I'll check this after a bit as well. Feels okay, but you always worry about it. The thing is, you don't want to lose it. Now what I have to do is make sure I've got the right shim going on in here. I can see it's still loose. But you can see I'm going to need quite a bit of shim stock because you don't want the fields to be inside that plate. It's got to be back here. So, oh my goodness, look at how much shim I'm going to have to use here. That's about what I had. Isn't that funny? I don't know. Leave that one out. Leave that one out. Put this one in. Okay. Let's see what this brings us to. Still not great. I can see that. Well, I'll put these two on. I hate to use these thin ones because I'll use this one. I'll put one more in and see if we're close enough. I think that's going to do it. I should probably go ahead and get something made for this purpose. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. Now, we did have this piece in, and I don't think I'm going to reuse that. I think I'm going to make a different one. I have this one. It doesn't have rounded corners, but it will work fine. And it will, oh, I know, rounded corners. I needed that. Yeah, I changed this, so yeah, I can't use this one. So, I'm going to have to see if I can get, oh, this one's, I glued this one together for him so it wouldn't come apart. Now I'm toast. You'll never get that apart. There, went all the way to the floor. So it looks like I'm going to have to dredge up another set of magnets and a field set. Alright, well, it's all part of it. Sending something out, and then over time everything changes anyway, so okay, fine. I'll set this aside for now, and I'll go into my pile and get something else. Or I'll steal one from somebody who's asleep at the switch. Oh, I just finished one over here. I did. I'm not sure. Oh, here's one. Oh, yeah. Here's a nice one. This one I was just running the other day. Yeah. I was just running this one the other day, and it was working wonderful. So maybe I'll take it, borrow it. This is one of my, for my engines, not a problem. I know him, he'll understand. Since it's me, I'll understand. Leon needs a good one. I'll probably have another one in another day or two. It doesn't matter, but I wanted to get this thing buttoned up. That's the deal when you go to make a video, you're not sure what you're going to run into. Oh yeah, this is not one we want to mess around with. This is going to fly apart. Oh, I know. I'll put his old one in here. That'll work. Yeah, you don't want things to go flying apart too much. There we go. Stick it back in. Bushing and all. There we go. Now just tighten them up enough so it stays together. There we go. Now this is a good set. Okay, so we're gonna pull this out, see what we get. We got everything. That's okay. Get it all back together. There we go. Ball bearing and bushings. Now we need the brush holder to keep everything square. Uh-oh. Brush holder has lost its bushing. I'd love to put a ball bearing back there, but it gets too close to the other parts. I'm thinking one day I'm going to print my own brush holder. If I feel like I can make one strong enough, that may be the answer. Check your backlash. Yep, way too much backlash. Let's see if I got this. I know it's not tight, but how much tighter is it going to get? I don't know about this. Oh, that's pretty good. Get back, you. It's loose. I don't like it. It's going to hit. Okay. I'll need to put... Oh, it rolls beautifully. Rolls like wonderful. But it needs another bush on this backside. So, I'll have to find my bushings. I've just ordered a new batch. They're not in. They're in the mail, but they're not here. make sure I have something I can use that'll work. Alright, now what I need to happen is there's no springs on here, so this has to come off. I have to find my shims, and they're in here. Good, I have some. I don't have them all. I mean, I have enough. I'm sure I have enough. Let's see. Okay, we get another thin one just in case. Sometimes you just push them with your hand and it sticks enough. Alright, there's a thin one. Okay, let's see what we got. I needed... Oh, there's one on here, but it's not enough. Oh, okay. I'll bet you the some that fell off were off the back. I'll bet you that's what happened. Let's see. Let's try that. See how close we are. I don't have to worry about springs now. Well, that still doesn't look very good, does it? No, I don't like it. I think we're going to have to add another bit here. Oh boy, I don't know what's going on. I wonder if this housing is thicker than I think. Alright, let's try this. You want it snug, but you certainly don't want it tight. Yeah, that's pretty good. Still rolls nice. Let's try it. See if we can get... See how snug this thing will get. Still good, still good. I like to have a little air gap between the brush holder and the armature, which I do. Bushings are there. This is there. Good tight grip. Oh boy. Yeah, it spins neat. Spins very good. It's going to have some backlash, a little more than you'd like. Maybe if I have to change this housing, I can add one little more shim to the front or the back, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what's wrong? I did... Jesus. That's the thing. You don't want to show people how dumb you are, but you always end up doing it. I'm so excited. I put in... I didn't return. The bush fell out and I didn't put it back in. That'll explain all the shims, or at least a few of them. This is also why it takes me a while. Just don't get it. Okay, now let's see. Look how thick that is. We were worried about it being too loose. I don't think it's going to be too loose now. It's probably going to be too tight. There's some grooves in there you want it to line up to. There we go. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead. It'll probably be tight, right? We expect that to be tight. Yep. Alright, so let's pull, keep that in place. Let's pull maybe Just one. Let's try just one. I think that'll work. I think that'll be enough. Keep us out of trouble. Get that arm out of the way. Get that wire out of the way. There we go. A little backlash. Dang, it's a little snugger. It's fine, but it's a little snugger than I would like. Yep, a little too snug. Okay, one more shim, then we're done. This is time consuming and it's trial and error. It's hard to judge the backlash. I mean, you can measure it if you have dial indicators and you set it up. Then you can put in an amount that you calculate, but I guarantee you, you'll almost always end up doing it by feel in the end. You'll never take a dial indicator reading and be dead on. It just, the works don't flow like that. So, trial and error. Make sure everybody stays in place. And we're going to take out, ooh, this is a nice fat one. There are all some fat ones in there. There's a thin one. I'm going to take out the thin one and see if that does it. I don't want to lose too much because it's still, it was close, you know what I mean? It's close. I don't want to get too far away from perfect. There we go. Get him centered. Now let's snug this up. So you may have to do this 2 or 3 times, but you have to check that gap by tightening this up and then rolling the wheels and looking down the brush slot between the commutator and the brush. And you want to see just a tiny bit of air, a little bit of air. That's why I like a white background or hold it up to a light. See what you got. You can roll that through the gear, and there is. I can see it. I can hold it up to the light. There, I can feel it. I can see it move. There's clearances. Oh, it spins perfect. Okay, we're good. Now, I'm going to pull these things off. Not happy with these anyway. They're all globbed. Someone else... I didn't build those, I can tell you that. Now also I had one spring that I was not happy with. Let me see. Am I happy with it? Yeah, I guess it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. This spring's okay. This spring's okay. This spring is not as snug as that one. I'm not sure what. Okay. Get some new ones coming. Now let's see if I have a better, this one's better, I can see that. I have some new ones of these. I'll put them in when I get time. Oh wait, no, that's the gold. Oh no, this is a better one. This one and this one look better. Okay, let's do these two, they look good. Now, how I do this is I use my tip of my hand to hold that spring and I push it so the fat of my hand can push it below the edge. This thing slides on just like that. Boom. And you don't want to catch the spring on the outside. You want to keep the spring on all on the inside. And you don't want to let this hand slip off because the springs will go flying and you'll never find them again. Well, you might, but it won't be, you know, you don't need the grief, right? Okay. Okay. Oh boy, is that nice. Wow. All right. Let's get this back together. We'll put that back in the kit when I get a chance. There we are, all lined up. The wheels are square now. That's a good thing. Make sure you get it off of the... Not gonna cooperate. There we go. Get it off of the side rail thingy so it's a snug fit. Okay. I know I loosened one of these up. Okay. Now, I'm going to put it on the treadmill, give it a few laps, make sure everything's hunky-dunky. Then we can get back to the assembly. So I'm going to take a break. Well, that took a lot longer than I'd hoped. I don't think the wheel situation is fixed yet, but I'm going to go ahead and mount the smoke and then I'll get back to it. But the motor ran great. It seemed a little low on power. I'm not sure why. I'm going to dig into that. This is one of the latest smokes that I've put together. I don't have the motor for it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and mount it. This is the housing. The motor will pull air in through the center, sucks it in through here, you can see that, and then it pushes it out on the perimeter, which will be this top, and this top air comes through here and then pops out. Underneath here there's a temperature sensor and a heater, and this is the adjustment for the energy you put into the heater. This is the chip that is the brains behind the whole thing, more or less. So because the chassis that I was provided only has one hole drilled in it, but it does have this recess, I'm able to resize this standoff so that it's a snug fit into that hole, and it aligns this hole with that clear hole so that now that I put a screw in, I can put the screw in through the bottom and it'll go into the bit, and it'll be tight. I think this screw's a little long. I'm not sure what I was using. Oh, it was a different engine. I know, I put it on an Atlantic to test something. Okay, I'll have to get a different screw. This one's way too long. Needs to be a third of this length. I have plenty of screws. Usually I do. Yeah. This one should be fine. Get a lock washer. Keep the stuff I need immediately right here, like my stick. So I can beat something up if I want to. Every screwdriver I have is magnetized, it seems. I may not have judged that right. I think that one's too long too. I may have to cut it or keep looking. I bottomed out too soon there. I don't think I'm going to share this video. It's just too messy. Too much baloney going on here. I think I just wasted everybody's time if I did. Oh yeah, oh it is. It was a black one. I'm sure of it now. I see I got a couple of them laying around. Yeah, that's a lot of thread there and it won't come out. Okay, good. we go. Now we're talking. As my dad used to say, now we're cooking with gas. Okay, that's snug, that's snug. This is snug. We got that going. I gotta find a motor and fan and plate, put that on, solder on some wires, and then we can put this into a fixture and test it out. I'm gonna work on the, oh, I gotta add my white stripe and the reader for the white stripe, and then I'll have my infrared sensor mounted and ready to go. And that's around. It's not around here, but it's around. I don't see one real handy, but there he is. Okay. Well, that's all I could get done today. Isn't that the saddest thing? But boy, look at all those bushing, those shims. I'm guessing it's because of this. Medium magnets, good backlash, ball bearing in front. Spins really nice. Spins really good. Got good mesh with the drive gear. I was watching this, and I'm just going to be checking these hubs. It seems like there may be somebody is still loose on me, and I'm going to find them out, and I'm going to tighten them up. That's what I'll do. I got to lower this part. I have a new one that's much shorter that'll fit on here, and it still gives you the adjustment, but it lays flat, so it fits in. And this has to be flattened out a little bit too. And I got to get the rest of the screws. They're on order. They'll be here in a couple of days, so we're getting there. The next thing we're going to be adding is probably the infrared and the fan motor, and that'll probably be, I don't know if it'll be today, but it'll probably be tomorrow. There's what the fan will look like, and that'll fit inside that opening, and there's a tiny little motor, and then there's a little plate that holds the motor, and I screw the motor to the plate, put the fan on, and then I mount it in here and screw the plate onto the housing, test the motor for interference, making sure it spins nice and free, the fan's not touching any of the sides and whatnot, and then we're ready to put all this together. We know how to make smoke. We've seen that. We've got it down to the right components, the right adjustment. We're done. We know we can do the infrared. I've tested that. I got it ironed out. These bearings are working. These bushings are working. These magnets are working. This is a non-pull more, so that'll be an experience. We'll just have to see what we get, and I may make an adjustment on that. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to button this up for now. I don't know if I'll send it or not. I'll make that decision later, see what I do. Okay, later, gang. Well, it's been a few minutes, but I thought I'd let you know what we can do. Fan is on, fan is off, and a chuff. Oh, it's coming. Fan is on. Chuff. Okay, now I have 9 volts ready for the smoke, and I have a power module here. I will set that up and see what happens. It wasn't working, and then I touched a wire and it started working, so I'm just filming, okay? I'm just getting it on here. Oh, crap. That's the thing. There's something goofy. I don't know what. Ow! I'll have to come back to it. I don't know what it is, but at any rate, we had Puff and Chuff, and I was trying to get smoke. I only have 15 minutes. We'll see what I can do. The chuff is a little low. I don't know why. We'll work on that. But you can see the trigger is working. You can't see it, but it's smoking the room up pretty good. I'm going to hear about this. That chuff is flawless. The infrared sensor is working perfectly. I've got smoke. I need to tone that down, actually. It's coming out like crazy. I've probably got too much voltage going in there, but I'm not sure how to adjust this. I think I'm going to have to wait and figure it out as I go here. I'll get it dialed in over time. But the other thing I noticed is the fan is on for a much longer period of the cycle. It's on as soon as the light's on, and it stays on until the light goes off. The chuff sound only triggers after the light goes off. So when the light comes on, it says get ready, and when it goes off, it says fire the chuff sound. So it's a different method of sending that pulse out, and that should mean I can shorten the puff cycle considerably and get a much crisper puff of smoke in synchronization with the sounds. And I will work on this. There is a gain button. I don't know if I can turn it up or down. I have to see what Andy's up to. All right, well, maybe I will send this, since we got Puff and Chuff with the infrared sensor, and the new everything in here is working. The only thing goofus is the Wemos is over there sitting on the side. It's not buttoned in, but you know, that's all part of the deal. We'll be able to do that. It's getting its power through a USB, so that's the strong signal of 5 volts coming in. So we'll figure that out either with the buck boost board or with the battery and the battery charger. So there it is, folks. The signal is still working at that speed. You can see it's blinking, but the sound system, I think the sound bite is too long in the electronics, and I'm going to have to talk to Andy to straighten that down. There you go. There's a 20 miles an hour. Pretty doggone accurate. It's two pulses per rotation. You know, in reality it'd be 4, but by the time you got to 4, the gear ratio in these motors, the dang engine is going, 100 miles an hour. You'd never hear the chuffs, so. Oh boy, is that exciting. It's actually working exactly as I had planned it, and the black gear with a whiteout from Purdue saves the day, and oh yeah, Puff and Chuff with synchronized sound and puff, and DC motor and a DC reverse unit, and regulated voltage to the smoke for smart smoke. That is really, really good. I'm happy. Okay, gang, that's gonna call it. I got 5 minutes to sort of organize myself, make sure I got everything shut off. So I hope that meets with your acceptance as a good test. Okay, out.